What is up, everybody? Welcome into this Tuesday episode of Flippin' Bats. We got a lot to talk about today, including one up, one down, one team or player on the rise, and one team or player going in the opposite direction. We also have BVP today, top 5 of the MVP voting if you were to just combine both leagues together. Also, Immaculate Grid, 90 seconds on the clock. Can I beat last time we did it? Probably not. That was really quick last time. But we'll see if I can go immaculate again. And also some fan questions to finish up. This one's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get to it.
5 ball onto the track. At the wall. It's gone. Home run.
Turns on a ball. Deep right field and gone.
What a game. What a moment. Happy Tuesday, my friends. I am joined, as always, by Alex Curry. And Alex, lots to talk about today, but I got something to show off.
Ooh, a little show and tell to get the show started?
A little show and tell to get the show started today.
What you got?
So it came from a fan.
Okay.
I got a letter to go along with it.
Aww.
And would you look at this? A cool customized jersey.
Whoa, there's City Connect?
An Astros City Connect. And the back, Flippin' Bats.
Wait, a fan got that for you. See, I thought, because you got this package last week, I thought the
cool.
Astros sent it to you.
No, Seth got it. Fan of the show, Seth Green sends in a bunch of questions, a letter. Seth, thank you so much. It's so cool. The Astros City Connect jersey with Flippin' Bats on the back. I love it. It's great. I'm definitely going to wear it at some point. And in the letter, he said, and maybe you'll wear it down here during the ALCS again if you guys, if the Astros make it. So really, really cool, though. Like, really,
that's
so
awesome. Cool. If we do make it out to Houston during the playoffs, Seth, we got to meet you and say hi, because we have like a solid group of fans that always send in questions every week. And I feel like we get Seth on the show once, maybe every other week, maybe every week. So we so like appreciate you guys reaching out and really being a part of this Flippin' Bats community as well. And that right there, that's so cool.
I know. I'm excited to wear it. It's awesome.
Would say I'm like jealous, but I'm not, because I would never wear an Astros jersey.
So then you're not jealous. So there was literally no need.
I just haven't gotten
so
any,
there was
like,
no
gifts.
need at all for that statement.
You keep getting gifts, though. You keep getting shirts. Like, people send you shirts and jerseys, and it's okay. I'm likable too, right?
I'll get you something next time.
I'll make you feel better.
Next time we're here.
All right. Well, that's fun. That's an up. So let's get to our one up, one down this week. Ben teased it off the top of the show. We're going to talk about a team or a player that has been on the rise and one that's been on the down. But let's start with our ups. Ben, who is your one up?
So the NL wildcard race is just a big mumbled bunch right now of teams that are kind of like, who's going to take control of their destiny and go for it. So I feel like down the stretch here, a lot of the one up, one down might be around the NL wildcard. And for me, both of mine are my up and my down. My up this week, I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks. Wednesday, you flash back to not too long ago. They were outside looking in at a playoff spot, and they had a huge 4-game series against the Cubs in Wrigley. Now the Cubs were in second in the wild card, like firmly in second. And the D-backs go in and take 3 of 4 there. They were 4 games behind at the time. They were tied with the Reds. And now they're in that final wild card spot. The D-backs played their way into that final wild card spot that was held down by the Marlins. It was just a really impressive. I felt like that was a statement series to go into Wrigley, tough place to play, good and really good environment, good baseball team this year. To go in there and win 3 of 4 on the road, man, really good on the D-backs. And now they're holding down a playoff spot. So they are my one up.
And they were a tail of the tape last week. We both took the Cubs.
Yep.
So that was they proved everyone wrong.
Yeah,
in that series.
They looked really good. And if this sticks, we're just a couple weeks away, Alex. If this sticks, my bold prediction of the year,
which was
of the D-backs getting into the playoffs, would come true.
Yeah, you had a bunch of D-back bold predictions. MVP CC, Corbin Carroll, breakout.
Yep. Corbin Carroll for Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
D-backs to make the playoffs. So we'll see.
Yeah.
A lot of time left, and they're obviously right there in the thick of it, but there's a lot of stuff going on around them. So D-backs are mine. Who are yours?
My one up this week are the Orioles. They are kicking it into a new gear at the perfect time. Now, they're creating a little more separation between them and Tampa Bay for the AL East title. But the biggest takeaway this month, in the month of September, they have won almost every game this month, and they have won every series in the month of September. And so far in September, they have the best runs per game in baseball, team average, extra base hits, second in baseball in OPS, and third in slugging and on-base percentage. They're getting hot at the perfect time. They look strong top to bottom. They're trending in the right direction. So Orioles are my one up this week.
So what you're saying is you feel like I was in the right for never wagering off of the Orioles being the number 2 team.
Not last month when the Dodgers were the hottest team in baseball for that month.
I feel like I've been proven right by everything that's transpired.
You're allowed to move. That's what the whole power rankings are. Teams move up and down. And I do believe
is that what power rankings are?
That's how
oh my God. The Dodgers should have been 2 then.
And there was a point and a stretch where the Dodgers were playing better than the Orioles.
Yeah.
So yeah, during that time, the Dodgers should have been 2, Orioles 3. Now, Orioles are, they're playing better right now. Okay? I'm allowed to
You're allowed to. I'm
praise
just saying.
other teams. During that time when we were talking about it.
Yeah, I just felt like they were the better team, and I feel like I was correct throughout all that. It wasn't like the Orioles were playing bad, and the Dodgers had a great month. The Orioles have had a great year, and they continue, in my opinion, to be the better team. Kept them at 2, and then they proved that when the Dodgers started losing, got crushed by the Braves, and then everybody put them back at 2, and I'm like, well, I didn't move them. I kept them there.
To flip-flop. That's how it's supposed to go.
I'm not a flip-flopper. You're a flip-flopper.
You're a
flip-flopper, Alex.
No, I'm not. All right, let's get to our downs. Who is your down this week?
Alex.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, man, I'm on.
My down this week, sticking in the NL wildcard race, is the Cubs from that series. Look, you had a firm grasp on that number 2 wildcard seed, right? You were sitting pretty, looking good to make the playoffs, and they are still in the playoffs if the season ended right now. But letting a team below you, but in that bunch of wildcard teams, come into your stadium for a 4-game set, and you lose the first 3 games, you lose 3 in a row to that team and immediately just throw yourself. They were at a point where they had separation between them and the rest of the bunch. It wasn't the Cubs, D-backs, Marlins, Giants, Reds. It was the Cubs are here, and then there's those other teams below. In this series against the D-backs, it pulled them right back into that bunch now, and the playoffs certainly aren't a certainty for that team. I just felt like it was a statement series in both directions, and the Cubs could have really put their stamp on the playoff race, and they could have been 5-6 games up on the D-backs at this point. And they didn't do that. They lost 3 of 4, and now it's a crapshoot for the playoffs. So Cubbies not capitalizing on their big opportunity at home this weekend is why they are my one down.
All right.
Salvaged it on Sunday, though. I mean, it could have been full nightmare had they gotten swept in the 4-game series. Who's yours?
My one down this week, they were the best team in baseball in August. But we are about 2 weeks into September, and the Mariners have had a horrible start in the most important month for a playoff push in baseball. Now, when you look back at what they did last month in August, they won almost every series against the Orioles, played themselves into a playoff spot, and we were talking about them just trending in the right direction. They are doing the exact opposite. They've lost every series this month, opposite of what they did last month.
Not great.
And then there was just really weird vibes from George Kirby and his start on Friday. His post-game, in one of his post-game interviews, saying, I wish I wasn't out there for the 7th, to be honest. I was 90 pitches in, and I didn't think I needed to go anymore. That just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and it's not the mentality and what you want to hear publicly. You may feel that way, but it's not something you want to hear publicly, especially a team that is fighting to stay in the playoff hunt. You want to hear your guy be like, I want to do everything I can to go out there. He's retracted his statement since and said he's not that kind of guy, but it was just kind of on par with how the start of September has gone for the Mariners. And it raises the question, did they peak too soon? And can they get back to the team that they were really from the All-Star break through the end of August? It's just been a completely different team right now that we've seen in September.
Yeah. You know, I'm high on them.
I know, same. We want them to do well.
I do believe that they can get back to that. That was a 50-game stretch of greatness.
Yeah.
Now this is a week and a half, 2-week long stretch of going through struggles. So they peaked when they needed to peak because they were out of the playoff. They weren't even in the conversation. And so they peaked when they needed to. And now they're going through some struggles. And this is going to be, we said it for a while. The AL West, the division and who gets into the playoffs is going to come down to those last 10 games for the Mariners, which is Astros, the Rangers, Astros, Rangers.
This is their last few series of the season. They have the Angels that they're playing right now, then Dodgers, then the A's, then the Rangers, then the Astros, then the Rangers. So it's really like they control their own destiny. Like if they win these series, they should get into the postseason, into the playoffs. And they've had the Astros number. They just got to start winning some games.
They've played well against the Astros all year long. The Rangers are just a nightmare currently. So just handle your business at the end of the season. And I'm a believer in this team. And I think if they can get in, that they can be a problem in the playoffs. But just a rough patch.
A rough start.
Just a rough start to September for sure. Yeah.
All right. That wraps up our 1 up, 1 down, which means it's time for Ben's favorite game, Immaculate Grid. Can he go immaculate again? He did the last time we played.
Thank you, Alex.
He's going to have
Thank
90
you for
seconds.
reminding everybody.
You're welcome. 90 seconds to get 9 players. So let's get the grid up on the board. Before we start the clock, we're going to read to you what we got this week on the top row. You got Boston, Blue Jays, Astros. And then down, you got D-backs, Cleveland, and Kansas City.
No accolades.
Are you ready? 90 seconds on the clock. Let's go.
All right. Boston and the Diamondbacks. Boston Diamondbacks. I'll go Kurt Schilling. Blue Jays Diamondbacks. Blue Jays Diamondbacks. They just made the trade. Varsho is in it. Gabriel Moreno is in it. I'll go Gabriel Moreno. Astros, D-backs, Randy Johnson. Boston and Cleveland, I will go Andrew Miller.
1 minute.
Boston, no. Toronto, Cleveland. Toronto and Cleveland. Skip that. Astros and Cleveland, I'll go Miles Straw. Red Sox, Royals, Andrew Benintendi. Blue Jays, Royals. Blue Jays, Royals. Blue Jays, Royals. Astros, Royals. Astros,
seconds.
Royals, Zach Greinke. Okay, 30 seconds.
Yep, 2 more.
Blue Jays, Guardians. Oh no. Did Edwin Encarnacion play for the Guardians? I don't know. Blue Jays. I don't know.
12 seconds.
I'll guess Encarnacion. I don't think that's right. Blue Jays, Royals. Oh, it is.
Oh, it
Blue
is.
Jays, Royals.
2.
Dang it. I don't know it. I can't think of it.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. 8 out of 9. Not immaculate, but
Give me one.
you came through. He's asking producer Taylor off to the side to give him one. That's what
Whit
he's
Merrifield.
doing. Give me help. Oh, it's okay. You can't be perfect every time.
Yes, you can.
But
But apparently you can.
Yeah.
All right. 8 of 9.
not bad.
All right, Alex, let's head on up to the stage. It is time. Let me grab my bat. It's time for BVP. We haven't done BVP in a couple of
It's been a while.
weeks, I feel like.
Maybe a month?
So to clarify, BVP is the top 5 players in the league if the 2 leagues were combined. It's Ben's valuable players if you didn't get the acronym, BVP. But we're combining both leagues and doing a top 5 for the list. So let's start at number 5.
Number 5, the home run leader, Matt Olson.
Yeah, I think we just talked about him last week. I think Matt Olson is going to ultimately lead the league in home runs when all is said and done. He now has 48 homers on the year with an OPS on the year of 984, already 118 RBIs, 275 batting average. He's going to hit he's going to hit over 50 homers
Yeah.
this year. And he's going to lead the league. I don't think there's enough time for, you got Shohei close, you got
but he's been out
playing, Schwarber getting into it. Pete Alonso's there, but I think he has a big enough lead now that he can hold on to it. So Matt Olson for me, number 5.
At number 4, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman is just the staple of consistency. The guy's hitting .335 on the season with 25 homers and 91 RBIs. He's setting the Dodgers franchise record for doubles. Now, every time he hits a double, he's breaking his own single season franchise record. So obviously the power is there with 25 homers, but the doubles, I mean, he would have to go on quite the tear, but like he could break a lot of doubles records and certainly etch himself in some history. But a 987 OPS on the year, 91 RBIs, and a .335 season-long average is just ridiculous for Freddie Freeman.
At number 3, his teammate, Mookie Betts.
Yeah, Mookie gave me and Dodgers fans and baseball fans a scare this past week when he left a game early and left the locker room on crutches.
Yeah.
But he's back, and the Dodgers need him to be back. 314 average this year. He's been fantastic all season. Look, the Dodgers offense is Mookie and Freddie, right? Like you can, there are other pieces, obviously. Will Smith, really good, all-star this year for first time. Max Muncy can run into a bunch of balls and hit a bunch of homers.
Yeah.
But this offense goes as Mookie and Freddie goes, and I'll take it one step further and even say the Dodgers offense goes as Mookie Betts goes. He's the leadoff guy. He's the spark plug of that offense. 38 homers, 99 RBIs, and OPS over 1,000 on the year while hitting .314. Mookie's the most valuable player of the Dodgers, and certainly right there as one of the most valuable players in the game of baseball. He's number 3 for me, though.
And as we talked about, I think it was last month, Mookie and Freddie, the most important and valuable duo for a team in baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I stand by that because of, that's because of what I just said. Look at these two.
The offense runs through that.
Without these two, this is the point I made. Without these two, the Dodgers offense is average.
Yeah, maybe not first
great
in the NL West.
But my contrast to them, or my comparison, was Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, and it's just that lineup is so deep. You take those two out, are they still just as good? No, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're still a very good deep lineup. The most valuable duo to their team and their lineup is these two guys right here, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman.
Well, let's get to number 2. You just mentioned him, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
I love that photo.
This guy is, he's the MVP. He's the MVP. 336, 35 homers, 91 RBIs, 1,000 OPS, 64 stolen bases.
Yeah.
Give me a 40-70 season. 40-70.
We were close.
5 more homers. He needs a handful more stolen bases. It's within reach.
Yeah.
He can do it. He can get there. I tweeted it the other day. Give me a 40-70 season. Ronald liked it and followed me, which was really cool. He follows like 70 people. And
wow. I mean, you've been like talking him up all season. So yeah, he's probably at least seen some of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
good job.
And that is why Ronald's the MVP, because he followed me on No. Ronald,
just because of that.
Ronald Acuna Jr. and what he's done, the consistency all year long. He's the MVP, in my opinion, of the National League. I think that series against Mookie and the Dodgers solidified that for now. Obviously, still a couple weeks left. Things could happen in opposite directions, but I really think that's the only way this changes, is if Mookie goes off and Acuna goes through a big slump. If they keep doing what they're both doing, the MVP is Ronald Acuna Jr. He's number 2 for me, though.
And at number 1, who I think has been one majority of the season and even missing this last week, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, it was the first couple weeks of the season was the only time this year that he wasn't here.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. If Shohei, when the news of his UCL tear just stopped playing for the year, I was wondering at what point, if he was stopped even hitting at that point,
is he still the
then
favorite? Would
Ronald be he's certainly the AL favorite. I mean, there's only one American League player on this entire list.
True.
The American League MVP is Shohei. But the question in my mind became, where is he on the list?
Yeah.
Does Ronald jump him at any point? And while he's still hitting, he's been out for about a week with the oblique thing. He's coming back. Phil Nevin said Seattle, he should be back in the lineup. So he's continued to play. He's continued to produce offensively. So now what we've gotten is the best offensive player in the American League this year. That's what we're seeing right now, right? So even without his pitching this year, he's on this list somewhere with these numbers of 304 and 44 homers and 95 RBIs and over a 1,000 OPS. That puts him probably in the middle of this list somewhere. Add in the fact that he was a fantastic pitcher for the majority of the season. That makes him, for me, as of right now, the number one on BVP.
All right, that's fair.
Matt Olson, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Shohei Ohtani. Top 5.
Good list.
It is a good list.
It's a great list. Also, I love that the top, 4.
It's cool.
It's Braves and Dodgers, 4 of the 5.
It's cool.
It is.
NLCS, maybe? We'll see.
I hope so. All right, let's wrap things up with some fun, some fan questions, right? It's always fun. Our first fan question comes from Zach. His question is, Ben, what was your favorite minor league stadium you played or visited?
One stands out immediately.
Okay.
Man, I want to answer my home stadium in West Michigan, where the Whitecaps were, but for me, the Fort Wayne 10 Caps in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is unbelievable. It is a big league stadium that it just doesn't have the upper deck. I mean, it's beautiful. There's apartments and condos. It's the left field wall stands built in, stands there, a walkway, and then condos and apartments that they're balconies. They're out on the balcony watching
cool.
games.
Kind of like they have at Padres.
Yeah, Padres, Camden Yards has it off in the distance. You feel like you're playing in a big league stadium.
Yeah.
And I just remember playing there for the first time and was like, this place, this is pro ball. This is professional baseball. For me, was number one for sure. And then the Florida State League has all the big league spring training stadiums. So the Tampa Yankees, Lakeland Stadium there, all the big league. Those are always fun. But Fort Wayne, Indiana for me.
Cool. All right, let's get to our next fan question. This one comes from Dominique. Where would you take someone on a first date in LA?
Alex, I'm deferring to you. You're born and raised here. I'm a newbie out here in LA. I'll defer to you. Where's a good first date spot?
I also haven't been on a first date in 17 years, but this is my favorite daytime date because it's usually pretty beautiful in LA, so I like to be outside. So if you're gonna do the daytime, I would do a bike ride on the Strand. You can kind of pick any beach that has a good Strand. Go to a good lunch. Then if you're gonna do dinner, I would do a comedy show or a live music show, and then get dinner before or after. There's so many incredible spots. It always depends where you're going to. But make it a fun, interactive date.
Well, dinner with me is already its own comedy show. So you're getting dinner and the comedy show at the exact same time, which is really cool,
Or a baseball game.
No.
Or a baseball game. A day game.
Absolutely
a day game can be fun. Yep.
Not a first date.
We've already gone through that. All right.
Good question.
Where would you take someone on a first date? Are you strictly restaurant?
No.
Activities, right?
Activity.
Yeah. Outside activity.
Go,
then food.
For a nice walk. Go for a nice walk.
Okay.
Walk along some water somewhere.
You don't want to bike? Can you not bike? Are you someone that...
Can I not bike? I can ride a bike, yes.
I have to ask because I grew up with street cruising. And I had a friend from college come, and I gave her a bike. She's like, I don't know how to ride a bike. I was like, wait, what? How do you not know how to ride a bike?
No.
Doesn't everybody ride a bike?
Yeah, I think an activity is a great first.
Okay.
Go on a walk by some water, check out festivities.
Bike, anything.
Yeah.
Hike, bike, walk. That's what we say. Then food. And laugh. Comedy. All right, let's get to our final fan question. This one comes from Savannah. With football season officially underway, what current MLB player would make the best football player, and what position would you put them at?
I have one that immediately comes to mind.
Okay.
Aaron Judge, tight end.
Nice. He was on my list.
I mean, Aaron Judge, tight end.
Beast.
Corbin Carroll, a slot receiver. Ellie De La Cruz, a wide receiver.
Ronald Acuna Jr., wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's got the speed, he can catch anything. Yeah, there's a lot of good guys.
I wonder who'd be a good running back.
Trout.
Trout would be a good running back.
Yeah. When
That's
he's
a good
healthy.
answer.
Yeah. He's thick. He's thick.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Quarterback. I don't know. This is a good question. For my first thought goes to Aaron Judge being a tight end. I mean, it's the perfect fit.
Yeah.
Athlete, tall,
like
huge. Yeah, that was good. Is that it?
That's it.
3? Great.
That's all we got today.
Again, shout out Seth. You know what? You hold this. I'm going to hold the jersey for the end of this.
I will.
Shout out Seth for the jersey. Thank you so much. This is great.
Show the back, because that's the cool part. Yeah, flipping bats.
There we go.
Woo!
Shout out Seth. Shout out everybody for sending in questions. Thank you to everybody that listens always. We very much so appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe anywhere you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever. We're also on all social media, including YouTube, where you can watch every single thing we do as well at Flippin' Bats Pod for all of them. But that does it for this first Tuesday episode. As always, there will be another one later in the day. But until then, my friends, this has been another episode of Flippin' Bats. Peace.